Hi, everybody. Welcome to Broadway.com's Live at 5. It is Monday, April 2nd. It's a new month. And I am Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And I'm Eric King.
And we are joined here in the studio by Matt Roden.
Hi, everybody. We also should take a moment to note, this is Eric King's Broadway.com Live at 5 debut. So this is a big day for everybody.
Look at this. Congratulations, Eric.
Thank you. My Broadway debut. It's here.
That's right.
You made it.
Yeah.
And we have an amazing, fantastic guest with us today, don't we, Eric?
That's right. We've got Tony Vincent.
Tony Vincent of ROCKTOPIA is here with us today. And we will talk to Tony in just a moment. But first, Matt, why don't you tell us about today's Top 5?
Okay, so Jesus Christ Superstar was on last night, and Eric, you were there.
Look at that.
That's correct. I was there. I wasn't on stage. I was in the audience, and it was incredible.
It was so good.
amazing.
It was so good.
They really unlocked the live musical broadcast. It was incredible. Like when John Legend came on stage, the rafters, the risers we were on were shaking. I was like, oh my God. So last night it was on. It did okay in the ratings. It was 9 million viewers.
Wow.
It beat American Idol. It
Yeah.
tied 60 Minutes. It wasn't as many as, the previous live musicals. It didn't beat NBC's The Wiz and The Sound of Music. They still hold the crown with 11.5 million viewers and 18.6 million viewers, respectively.
I didn't know that
But
many
it
people
was-
love The Sound of Music. I didn't
I
realize.
know, but it was the first one. I feel like that was the
Yeah,
one that
yeah,
got
yeah.
everyone excited or whatever.
Right.
But this has a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Everybody was talking about it. Brandon Victor Dixon destroyed everything.
How does he sing that?
It's amazing. Well, we've had someone else sing that song. We'll talk about
We'll
it
talk
soon.
about that later.
And we also have a new cultural list. You guys voted, the fans voted on your favorite performances from that broadcast. The top 3 were Judas's Death.
Of course.
I Don't Know How to Love Him, Sarah Bareilles.
Oh, she was
Just
amazing. She was so good.
And then Superstar, of course.
Of
the
course.
finale.
Yosemite
yes.
was number 4.
That's
so it was like
important.
right
That's
there.
important to mention.
That's right. Yes.
Right there.
But
very, very
it
close.
was absolutely incredible, and you're right. It sets
Awesome.
the bar for these going
Totally.
forward. Learn all of the lessons, producers.
Speaking of Sarah Bareilles, we have a new vlog, Ryan, that I think you should tell us about.
I would be happy to tell you about it. So yes, the touring production of Sarah Bareilles' hit Broadway musical Waitress is making its way across the country, and the leading lady, Desi Oakley, is going to be our newest vlogger, and her vlog is titled Pie a la Road, backstage at the Waitress tour with Desi Oakley. We're very excited about it. She's amazing. She's so funny. She's so nice. She has an incredible voice. She's so good as Jenna. The first episode is going up April 6th. That's this Friday. And new episodes will be going up every other Friday. And she even recorded an original take on It Only Takes a Taste for her intro music.
Oh my
So
God.
she's making the vlog all her own. I'm very excited.
I love that.
Are you going to watch every episode?
Well, I watch all the episodes.
That's
and
right.
I
Eric
love
watches
her.
everything.
I love her. We did that short video with her where she
Yes,
sang.
the music video, What
Yeah.
Baking Can Do.
Yeah, that was
She's
great too.
She's
So
phenomenal. Very
we can look
excited.
forward
We got pictures today from the new production of The Sting at Paper Mill Playhouse, Eric.
That's right. The Paper Mill Playhouse in Millburn, New Jersey is doing The Sting with Harry Connick Jr., J. Harrison G., Kate Schindel, Janet DeCall, and Tom Hewitt. The Paper Mill is obviously
Yeah.
known for being a pre-Broadway tryout
Absolutely.
spot.
Mhm.
Newsies was there. A Bronx
Bandstand.
Tale was there. Bandstand was there. So really exciting. Go take a look at those pictures on the site now.
It looks so good.
Ryan, there's a new Broadway Across America report.
Yes, a new episode of the BAA report came out today for a new month, and we have all sorts of interesting things in there. We talked to Jerry Zaks, director of Hello Dolly, which is embarking on a national tour later this year. We also have an amazing little interview and performance from Elena Shadow, who's now headlining the national tour of The King and I. And there are some new kids in the School of Rock tour. Also, new seasons are being announced in all of the BAA cities across the country. We cover all of that stuff. Julie James and I, we love having Julie James around the studio. She's so much fun. She's so knowledgeable. She's the best.
And Jerry Zaks talks a little bit about Betty Buckley.
He does. So Betty Buckley, yes, leading the national tour of Hello Dolly, which is so exciting, and he just gushes and gushes and gushes about her. Which, when you're talking about Betty Buckley, that's what you do.
When you mentioned School of Rock, I just remembered that kid, Zach, the guitar player from School of Rock,
Yes,
was in
in-
JCS last night.
Yeah,
he
he
was the
was-
one at the top of the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
With the guitar?
Yes.
Yeah, which he really plays.
He's
that's
amazing.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
shook because
Yeah.
they had a spotlight on him the whole time,
Yeah.
and I don't know if the cameras were on him, but like whenever there was a scene that he introduced, he got to like be in the scene the whole time.
He's
so.
incredible.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a little prodigy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
last but certainly not least, Bryan Cranston and Konstantin Maroulis made a visit to Gander this weekend. Eric?
Take a gander. Honey, take a gander at these pictures because they're on the site now. They went to Come From Away. They visited Jen Colella there.
They did, which,
obviously
yeah.
Bryan Cranston recently got an Olivia Name
Yeah.
nomination for Network in the West End.
We hope it comes here. It'll probably come here,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
Bryan Cranston, Network, it's super acclaimed. Yeah, hopefully it'll come.
Network to network.
Yes, network to network.
Mm-hmm.
We love seeing Constantine. Constantine also went and saw Rocktopia recently, so
And
yeah,
that
look at him
ties
just
in.
making his Broadway. Yes. So speaking of, Eric, thank you so much.
Thank you.
for joining. For
Eric,
making
great
your
job.
debut.
Eric, great
Way
job,
to
Eric.
go.
My fans.
And talking about the news with me, Matt.
Okay, I'll get out of here.
Matt, tell us a little bit about today's guest.
Okay, so best known for his appearance on NBC's The Voice, recording artist, actor, and producer Tony Vincent is from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and lives in New York City. Shortly after his 1997 move to New York, he took a detour into rock-based theater, starring on Broadway in Rent as both Mark and Roger, Jesus Christ Superstar as Judas, we were just talking about, and Green Day's American Idiot as St. Jimmy himself. He also played Simon Zealous in Andrew Lloyd Webber's film remake of Jesus Christ Superstar in 2000, and is featured in the film Andrew Lloyd Webber Masterpiece. Vincent originated the role of Galileo Figaro in the rock band Queen's We Will Rock You in London's West End. It also toured. It was in Vegas, I think. And he's currently starring in Rocktopia on the Broadway, and that's what he's here to talk about today. If you have questions for Tony, and I know that you do, leave them in the comment section below, and we'll get to as many as we possibly can. And now here is Ryan and Tony.
Tony, thank
Ryan.
you so much for joining us. It's
good to be here.
It's
Thanks.
so wonderful to see you. I was
Thanks.
so excited about chatting with you today. I was a huge American Idiot fan.
So was I.
So, I mean, hopefully, yes, of course. And which we'll get to. But first, you are in Rocktopia after 8 years away from the Broadway.
Yeah.
You are back in this awesome show. Tell us about it. For those that don't quite know what Rocktopia is, why don't you explain it? a little
Sure. It's a fantastic concept. It basically takes some of the most high-profile classical pieces of music, Italian arias and that sort of thing, and merges them with some of the most iconic rock and pop songs. So
Yeah.
you'll have like a Rachmaninoff piece going into a Pink Floyd track. And it's epic, it's beautiful. There's some really amazingly larger than life moments in the
Yeah.
show. It's we make no apologies for being as true as we possibly can to the material. You know, whether it's on the classical side of things or whether it's on the rock side of things. I mean, it's in your face, it's legit, and I'm incredibly excited to be a part of it.
I mean, you just have some of just the best singers, musicians, just music artists at all involved in this.
Yeah, we're really fortunate. I mean, one of the things that Rob Evan and Randall Fleischer, the gentleman that basically this is their brainchild, and that I've been involved with it for about 6 years now,
Right,
actually.
yeah.
They really wanted to make sure that no singer was the same, that no musician, kind of replicated what another one does, and we've, I think, definitely achieved that.
Yeah, when you first were approached with the concept of it, did it make sense to you immediately? Did you think like, oh yeah, this is absolutely going to work? Or was there some sort of like, I need to see how this will play out at first? Like, what was your thinking?
Sure. Well, when Rob Evan came up to me after, I think, an American Idiot performance, and he's like, I want to talk to you about a project that I'm working on. And I said, great, let's meet for a drink or something. And so he did, and he played me a track, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but when you hear it,
Yeah.
it makes complete sense.
Right.
When you sort of just kind of read it at face value, it's a little bit, how's that going to work,
Yeah.
But when you hear it, and then when you see it on stage in a live format, you're just like, you're really blown away.
Yeah.
It's something really special.
And you have fantastic people stepping. So you have Pat Monahan from Train
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
and then you have Dee Snider from Twisted Sister
Right.
coming in later. Robin Zander from Cheap Trick. What is it like being able to perform with? I mean, because you're a rocker in your own right now. I mean, you have your like stable of fans, and you're fantastic at what you do. But what is it like being able to perform with these guys who are also, just larger than life and part of make up the rock tapestry?
Sure. Well, when I moved to New York 20 years ago, I mean, I came here as a singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I was an actor rock and roll was what I moved here for.
Right.
I just had left a record deal.
EMI, right?
Yeah, out of Nashville, and that's why I moved to New York. And then I found myself on this sort of theater, trajectory, which has been a real awesome blessing. What's it like performing with people like Pat? I don't know. I mean, I've been really fortunate. I mean, you work, intimately with Green Day or Queen
yeah.
or whatever. I mean, it just seems like a natural sort of situation. One of the things that I remember when I was on The Voice and Sela was my coach.
coach, right,
I
yeah.
put that in quotes because we actually got
Collaborators at
we
that,
got our
yeah.
hands slapped, him and I specifically, because he's like, the producers were kind of getting on us like, you guys can't talk to each other like this. And the thing was, we had worked with so many of the same people. I mean, I had a record deal with Sony at the time,
Right.
and and obviously he's a huge recording artist. So we were talking about just people that we worked with, and they're like, no, but you're his coach. You guys can't talk about like
You're not allowed to be
collaborative,
friends.
efforts and that sort of thing. So, when you get to work with people like Pat, it really sets the foundation of what we're doing is honest and what we're doing is real, and that's why these people like Pat are involved with it. If it wasn't legit rock and roll or pop, they wouldn't bat an eye.
Right.
They just wouldn't pay attention.
And like I mentioned, it has been 8 years since we've had you here on The Great White Way. What have you missed the most? Why are you happy to be back?
After getting a chance to sing again, I just feel so blessed that I get to
Create
sing.
your own music.
Absolutely,
Right, yeah,
I
absolutely.
get to go home to my 2-month-old son.
Yeah, and congratulations
I
on
mean
that. Yeah.
I mean, I have 2 children now, but the fact that I get to go and sing and then go home is there's nothing more gratifying.
Yeah.
I love the road. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love it. I love it. But getting a chance to come home is just when you wake up and I'm fixing my daughter toast and eggs and taking her to school, and
Right.
that's the stuff that matters.
Yeah.
So this is just an opportunity for me to. It's that the passion, the love that I have for music that drives me, and then I get to merge it with my other love.
Right. I saw
with my
that
family.
Cute Instagram you had of where you took off your jacket and the burping
Oh my
towel.
gosh, and that was no joke. This is last night. I'm getting into my dressing room. I'm taking off. We have 2 coats because it was a little chilly last night.
Yeah, it snowed this morning.
Right.
Yeah.
So this morning.
Don't know what's going on.
Where are we?
The
And now it's
the
what,
planet's
60
fine.
degrees
Right,
or
yeah,
something like
it's-
that? So yeah, I'm taking off my jacket and literally a burp cloth, falls on my floor, and I'm like, I got to shoot this because you can't make this.
No,
kind of thing
the
up,
Broadway
right?
life.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, exactly.
But you have been a part of such iconic productions. You made your Broadway debut in Rent
Yep.
after touring with the show.
Yep.
You did that incredible revival of Jesus Christ Superstar, which obviously, and Brandon Victor Dixon, everyone's talking about him today, but you know what it's like to play that role and to steal the show and to have a
It
huge
is-
moment. What was it like? Did you get a chance to watch it all? Or
I've seen some clips of it because we had a show last night.
Right,
So
no,
I couldn't-
totally.
I
You're
couldn't
busy,
obviously
yeah.
watch it in real time, but there is no. I don't know if there's a more iconic role
It's
for
incredible.
a male singer to want to do.
Yeah.
Because it's out of the box. Vocally it requires. Or I'll say
insane-
it,
it's just
it
insane
gifts
what-
you the opportunity
Right.
to really kill the show.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know too many roles out there that
No,
do that.
there's nothing like it.
So my time with that and working with Andrew, it was a huge career move.
Yeah.
and a huge blessing.
No, and it impressed Andrew Lloyd Webber so much that there was the project where you went to China,
Yeah.
right, to introduce his music
Right.
to through a cultural exchange. You clearly have to be nailing what you're doing for him to trust you with taking his music across there.
Yeah.
Was that just? It must feel so good, feel so rewarding
It
to have these people
does.
that put this trust in you and then you blow it out of the water.
Well, it's humbling.
Yeah.
I've done this since I was a teenager, and to get a chance to do this years later is is a gift.
Yeah.
I don't take any of these opportunities lightly. I don't care on what scale, whether it's you're performing in Houses of Parliament in Beijing or on Broadway or in my studio in my own apartment. It's all just rich.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to start taking some questions from you guys out there watching right now. But first, like I said, I want to talk about American Idiot
Yeah.
because it was I just know that there's a whole sort of generation of people that show means so much to them. And I'm, in that camp.
Yeah.
And St. Jimmy was just an incredible, incredible role. your performance in that was insane. Does that hold a special place in your heart? It just seems like it must.
Oh, it absolutely does. There's been nothing that I've done or have seen that has done what American Idiot did. I mean, it was 90 minutes. It was so in your face. I mean, let alone that scene went up, I don't know how high, 50, 60
Right,
feet.
yeah.
And there was a reason for it. I mean, it was really to be a pressure cooker situation on top of the audience where we are not going to let you go for 90 minutes.
Yeah,
You know, from front to back, I mean, it was way intense. There was genuine moments of tenderness and empathy and camaraderie and danger and drugs and sex and loss and heartache. And I mean, I don't know of another show that actually does what that show does. It was a huge, I can't say enough good things about it.
And you're still close with Billy Joe Armstrong,
Yeah.
right? And are you involved in productions of America? Because it's done everywhere now.
It
People
is.
Aces love to do American Idiot.
Yeah.
Are you still involved in that sort of way?
What I do is actually I teach master classes for people that are doing it. So
Okay.
like I just did one just sort of south of San Diego about, I don't know, 4 weeks ago or something like that, right when Rocktopia was in rehearsals.
Right.
And you know, to get a chance to work with college students who are putting on American Idiot, you know, because they want to feel what that experience was,
Yeah.
and you know, when you have a chance to kind of invest in young people, I mean, I don't know, there's very little that's as exciting, and when you see the rewards and the payoff that happens almost immediately when you see the penny drop, it's a gift. I totally understand now what teachers experience
That's so cool.
You know, the gratitude that they have and that opportunity that they can really change and impact someone's life, possibly for the rest of their lives. Whether they do theater or music,
Right.
it's not about that to me. Whenever I go and do a master class somewhere, it's always about if you can give that person significance as a human being, to give them their own weight, whether it's in that space of a theater or not. It doesn't matter what they do for the rest of their lives because they're going to have self-worth, and that's so
They've been
what it's
acknowledged.
about.
They've been
Absolutely,
seen.
yeah.
No, that's so cool. Absolutely. Matt, what would viewers, what would fans?
Lots and
like
lots and
to
lots
know?
and lots of things. Okay, so starting off, David wants to know. He said, having performed both Roger and Mark in Rent, is there one that you prefer?
Yeah, Mark, hands down.
Really?
Any what's the?
Yeah, sort of multifold. I associate with him more than Roger, even though I'm a musician, because he's kind of the onlooker at all times, and that's kind of where I am, in a way, in the theater community. I'm you know, I'm a singer-songwriter. That's what I do primarily. So I'm kind of on the outside a little bit, looking in, and the sort of loss that he had at that time. I was going through a really rough time in my life in a relationship. I just felt connected to the Mark role a lot. So it's a long-winded answer for
No,
I love that.
That's absolutely.
a question.
Ingrid wants to know, of your songs during the show, do you have a favorite?
I mean, closing the show with Bohemian Rhapsody, it's tough to not enjoy that. I mean, I've had a chance to sing that with Queen multiple times,
Right.
actually for the Queen at her.
I was
50
gonna say,
right,
at her 50th anniversary.
No pressure.
So, no, none at all. I think they said like 200 million people were watching it globally or something like that, and I'm not kidding. Supposedly, look at Wicked. I don't know. I could be wrong.
No, I
so forgive me if
believe it.
I'm.
No,
But yeah, I think that's probably one of the moments. And surprisingly, and I didn't want to do this song, right at the top of the show, there's an Italian aria called Lascia into Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. And I never thought I would want to sing an Elton John tune, ever. But there's something that's really special about the way that song, those two songs merge together that make it really out of the box, unusual for what I do.
What a great to be able to kick off the show in something that you love doing, and then being able to
Bookend it. Yeah,
that's
it's not
so
a bad
cool.
situation.
Yeah, no, good for you.
Meryl says, hey, Tony.
Hey, Meryl.
Any idea if and when you'll bring your Bowie show to New York City or New Jersey?
Well, I'd love to say it's my show. It's not. I just am the hired vocalist.
You've been doing this for a while too.
I have.
Yeah.
It's actually put together by a company out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. And they have I think they have 12 or 13 different shows. So they have like a Zeppelin show, they have a Queen show, they have a Whitney Houston show. excuse me, and they've established themselves over the last like 16 or 17 years with symphonies around the country. So when symphonies do pop shows, usually during the summer months, fall usually is kind of how it sort of their calendar works. The day after Bowie died, the gentleman who runs the show and orchestrates all of the music took a call, and they're like, "Do you have a Bowie show?" And even without a Bowie show, he said, "Yes, we do."
Yeah, absolutely.
And so immediately they started booking Bowie shows. And I think the first year we did, 28. It was the biggest selling show that they did. So Atlanta, we've done Atlanta Symphony twice already, like in the first 9 months that it was out there. And because Bowie has influenced me as a songwriter so much, it is a gift to be able to go in performing with some of the best symphonies in the country and singing 18 Bowie songs.
Yeah.
It's one of these things like, if this isn't happening, don't pinch me. I don't want to wake up.
Right.
Have you been to see the David Bowie Is exhibit
No.
at the Brooklyn Museum?
No.
My fiance keeps begging me to go.
Is
We
it
live
so
like
dope?
super
I've heard it's
close.
great.
I've heard it's incredible.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm due.
Put it on.
Yeah.
I think it's there until July. So
I
you
think
have
you're
some
right,
time.
yeah.
So
If you could play a traditionally female role, which would it be? Do you have any?
A
interesting.
traditional female role.
A little miscast for Tony Vincent.
Yeah, but I sort of cross-dress on occasion, depending on the role. Oh gosh. I don't know.
Interesting.
I've never thought about it, actually.
We'll have to come
I
up
will
with a
say
good one.
this though. I think they need to do a Superstar where Judas is a female.
Well, you know
I
they did.
love
Wait,
that.
you know they did all.
But I don't mean Jesus is a female too.
Oh, you
I
just-
mean Jesus is a male,
But
Mary is a female, Judas is a female.
I love that.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
And I'll be Jesus.
Deal. Okay,
I'm
great.
teasing. I like Judas too much.
David wants to know, what's one thing people would be surprised to learn about you?
Oh. I think this might not be a surprise to some people, but probably to the majority of people. I tried to leave entertainment exclusively to do wine full time, and I became a sommelier in 2007.
In 2007, you were like, no.
I need something constant in my life, in my career.
And
And
it
this
should,
is
and
not-
it should be, and it should be wine.
And I have to drink a lot while I'm doing it in order to not
That's
sing.
fantastic. You should. Well, you
That's
should not. I
not
mean,
true,
you should
but-
stick to performing the stage. But if you, I'll drink your wine.
Well, no,
You
it's not
want
my
to-
wine. It's like I will educate the consumer
Yeah,
about
about
wine.
the wine.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, text me what you're
Please,
eating at a
thank you.
restaurant. Michael
And you
Mayer,
could be
actually,
able to-
director of American Idiot, used to do this frequently. He's like, I'm at this place, I'm having lamb. What should I drink?
That's amazing.
You know.
That's amazing.
Anyway,
That's crazy.
Well, thank you so much, Tony, for joining. It's been such a pleasure.
my
to
pleasure.
you. The people that if they want to follow you, where should they follow you? How can they keep up with you?
well, TonyVincent.com is my website, and like all Twitter, Instagram, Facebook links are all there.
Right, and go see Rocktopia. It's at the
Absolutely.
Broadway Theater through April 29th.
April
Is that-
29th,
Go
yep.
see it. It's fantastic. Thank you so much, sir. Such a
pleasure indeed.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Matt, why don't you take us out?
You guys know the deal. We do this live every single weekday at 5 p.m. here on Broadway.com's Facebook page. And if you want a different way to consume this show, we release this as a podcast every single day right after Live at 5. So you can subscribe to the Live at 5 podcast wherever you get that. Happy Monday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. We got a week full of amazing guests. Lily Cooper's coming tomorrow from SpongeBob. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.